My guest tonight is one of the most outspoken voices on Lebanon's political and financial crisis. A Wall Street financier, national security strategist, and advocate for reform, Mr. Ziad Abdelnour, President and CEO of Blackhawk Partners. Lebanon today stands on the edge of collapse politically, economically, and institutionally. So the world is watching, and Ziad, you are most welcome on the Capital Show.
That I appreciate your hosting, and I'm glad to be here. And I hope this will be a series of many podcasts we do.
You've described Lebanon as at the edge of a complete institutional collapse. What do you see as the three most urgent reforms needed to prevent that total breakdown?
Look, I've studied history, different nations, etc. It's all about people. It's not about location, architecture, history. It's all about people. Who's running the country? I'm very sad to say that we have a bunch of real incompetent people who don't have any backbone, who are actually acting as a broker between the US administration and Hezbollah. You cannot, as a country, as a statesman, act as a broker. You have to assert yourself and command. Hezbollah, if you want to show leadership, you have to dictate to Hezbollah what to do with the backing of the US administration. You cannot act as a broker. So far, we are afraid of antagonizing Hezbollah. We're afraid of antagonizing a religious sect. This does not work. So to answer your question very specifically, it's the people. We have a whole bunch of old, antiquated people who live in their own bubble and who don't really understand what's happening out there, or they do understand, but they don't want to play ball.
How the people can make a breakthrough when we have Hezbollah entrenched in every layer of government, finance, and daily life?
Well, by force, by force. Listen to me. Nobody who has force, who has power, is going to ever relinquish his power. Power is taken only by force. Look at Hitler, look at the Nazis, look at examples throughout history. Hitler will never abdicate. Nobody in power will abdicate until he's crushed and taken by force. This is something in Lebanon that everybody's afraid to talk about. They will not, these guys only understand the language of power. They will not, anything else you deal with them, they're going to take it, they're not going to take it seriously.
Yeah. Who's going to do this war against Hezbollah? Israel?
I'm sorry?
Who's going to do this war to dismantle Hezbollah and this?
Well, you know, three factors. Israelis on one side, the Syrians on the other side in the Bekaa, and the Lebanese army, all of them backed by the US. That's it. These are four major components.
Yeah.
Now, don't tell me Lebanese army is not strong enough. This is bullshit. I call it bullshit. You know, Lebanese army is 80,000 people. They need the orders. Unfortunately, the decision will come from the politicians, not the army. The army cannot take a stand like this. They have to have the backing of the politicians which they are not giving them the power. I respect the Lebanese army. I'm fully for the Lebanese army. Lebanese army will have the backing of everybody if there is a political will. So don't tell me, oh, they will divide Shia, Sunni, Christian. Bullshit. It's all bullshit.
So you often call Hezbollah as a terrorist organization, but they describe themselves as a resistance movement. What is the biggest misconception the West still holds about Hezbollah's real power inside Lebanon?
Hezbollah is a terrorist organization, very much. Who can say Rafil Hariri, who did the barrack, the Marines barrack back in 1993, killed 241 people? Who did all this stuff other than Hezbollah? They all who killed a lot of our Lebanese leaders, the patriots, the guys who spoke out? Hezbollah, directly or indirectly. So don't tell me they're not they're not terrorist organization. They are 100% a full-fledged terror. In fact, they are the Harvard of terrorism. They educate, they teach terrorism. It's the Harvard Business School of terrorism.
And they are a proxy of Iran. Iran is
Of
not.
course, they are proxy of Iran. Of course, they are proxy of Iran.
They just
They are, they are, they are look, listen, the only language they understand is power. I mean, look at this last event with the pictures of this Hassan Nasrallah on the Rawshi. I mean, what a disgrace. What Lebanese government accepts that? What government accepts that? We have a government of wimps, I call it, and I've been saying it. Nawaf Salam, Aoun didn't do anything under Michel Aoun. I mean, I expected this. When Aoun was elected, Joseph Aoun, I expected he's not going to do shit because he never did anything under Michel Aoun.
Yeah.
Being 6 years army general, now he's going to expect him to do anything? He's not. He's going to sit down, give endless speeches, eat falafel, and bullshit around. That's what we see him. We see him eating falafel and giving speeches. When he came to the UN recently to New York, President Trump didn't even see him, bother seeing him, to show you the credibility and the respect this guy has. This guy is a certified moron, and I say it in public. He should be if he doesn't disarm Hezbollah by the end of the year, he should resign. And if he's not going to resign, we're going to make him resign.
We're going to talk about how, but let's focus on how cutting Hezbollah financial sources. Which networks or jurisdictions are the top priorities today to focus on cutting Hezbollah global financing?
Well, number one, we are, I was one of the major architects who did the Syria Accountability Act, HR 1559, back in 2003. And I wrote a book about it, and I lobbied Congress for 3 years to make it happen. People told me, do you really think out of New York you're going to get the Syria Accountability Act and the Syria military Lebanon? I told them, yes, I will. And I did it. So I have experience in doing that. We know a lot of people in Congress. And now we're doing a similar bill in Congress called the Hezbollah Accountability Act. Same thing as Syria Accountability Act. That's going to expose them. That's going to absolutely expose everything about them. Their narco-terrorism, their drug trafficking, their corruption, cash everything is going to be there. We're producing intelligence report, which we're sharing with the intelligence community, the Congress, about Hezbollah. Hezbollah Accountability Act is going to be the nail on the coffin.
Do you have any time frame for this bill to pass?
Well, the last bill took around 2 years, the Syria Accountability Act. We expect this to be faster because of the pressing need. And because now we have a lot of allies. Then we didn't have those allies. The Americans are for it. The Israelis are for it. The Washington establishment is for it. We have a lot of allies, the Saudis, the Americans, the Israelis, the Jordanians, all the guys who signed the Abraham Accord. The timing today is perfect.
The Emiratis as well.
Yes, the timing today, Maria, is perfect because all stars are lined up right now.
Yeah, I want to talk about, since we're talking about accountability and strategy, you called for alternative mechanism to bypass Beirut's corrupt elites.
Yeah.
Can you give a concrete example how Washington can deliver aid directly to people without feeding or going in the wrong way? And
there's no going on the wrong way. They are the wrong way. We're doing everything that's the right way. Now, let me tell you how exactly we're going to do it. My father taught me 3 things when I was young, and I apply them to life. Number 1, never to disclose what your next move is going to be. Never to disclose what your net worth is. And never to disclose how much you make money. These are things never to disclose to anyone. Because once you disclose that, they put you in a box. They know how to contain you. They know how to control you. It's all about using power to basically exert your influence. So as to how I'm going to do it, it's going to be a hell of a surprise. They're
Yeah.
going to be shocked. And
Give
that's
us
what they
give
do.
us a hint. Don't tell everything. Just give us some
A hint as to what?
how to hold the elites, the corrupt elite in Lebanon accountable.
Well, it's very simple. We're going to have a dossier, anything you can imagine on them. They're
Mm,
going to be exposed
mm,
to the intelligence community, to the Washington establishment, to the media at large, both US and local, all the media in Lebanon, with all due respect to you. I mean, I know you're not part of this. If not, I wouldn't have this interview with you. All of the media is corrupt. All of the media is bought and sold. All of it is a propaganda. Come and invest in Lebanon. Lebanon is great. It's all the cosmetics. Look at the food we have. Look at the parties we have. It's all bullshit. It's
mm,
cosmetics to make people believe that everything is right. Listen, nothing is right. Hezbollah is in control. We have an incompetent government. This
mm,
government has to go, and it will go with time
mm.
because they will be exposed. A lot of their little secrets are going to be exposed. A lot of the little meanings are going to be exposed. Bank wires transfers, everything.
More sanctions, and like Miate now is newly on the list of the
Mikati is one of the biggest crooks ever in the history of Lebanon.
and Gibran is still on the list on the American.
Of course, he's on the list.
Mm.
Ibrahim Basir, the top guy on the list is
Nabil
Nabil Berri,
Bouguer? Yeah,
the
yeah.
top guy.
Can you tell us more how this will end?
This will end by once people know. You see, we have created two organizations. One of them is called the American Lebanese Education Foundation,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
which is an NGO, which is going to be to expose people with information. The
Mm-hmm.
other one, 501(c)(4), is a PAC, is a political action committee for the lobbying. They're two separate organizations. One to expose, empower, inspire, educate. The other is to lobby.
Mm-hmm.
The other is the hard part of it.
Yeah, yeah. This is only concerning Lebanon on the north.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
طيب
Yeah, let me tell you one thing. Lebanon never had any lobbying organization, a real PAC in the United States. This is the first of many. The American Task Force for Lebanon is not a PAC. All these other organizations are not a PAC.
they
They
are
are,
a non-profit. I mean, like,
yeah, yeah, but this is different between a 501(c)(3) and 501(c)(4). The PAC is the 501(c)(4). We never had anything like that.
yeah.
It's all about most of the organizations in the States are social organizations.
Mhm.
Like, let's gather, let's eat hummus and tabbouleh and dance and all this bullshit. This doesn't go anywhere.
And the tickets, the donations, I don't know what they would do with it, but no, everything is under control in America. So, my question is, what makes your approach different than than the traditional advocacy or think tank models?
I will tell you that's very smart question. I appreciate you asking me that. You see, most of the Lebanese American organizations, American organizations who lobby for Lebanon, they always portray themselves as come and help us. We are the victims. We are Lebanon.
شحادة. Mm.
This is wrong approach. All of them. That's all what they do. Come in here, look at Lebanon, great country, beautiful country. Come and invest in Lebanon. The Americans don't listen to this carefully. They basically, when you talk to them like this, you're in a position of defense. We are here to promote American interests in the Middle East, not Lebanese interests. When you promote American interests, which consist of a free, sovereign, and prosperous Lebanon, this is American interest. The
Mm.
Americans didn't open the second largest embassy in the world in Lebanon to issue visas. They have a detailed plan as to why they opened this.
Mm.
This is going to be an outpost of American interests in the Middle East.
Why? Can you tell us? Let's
Yes, I will
audience.
tell you. I will give you a minute. I will tell you. This is going to be an American outpost in the Middle East. You have two choices today, and this is up to the Lebanese, not up to the Americans. The Americans will not. You're either part of the American, Jordanian, Israeli, Saudi alliance, or you're part of the Iranian and proxies alliance.
Mm.
One of them will provide you the prosperity, the American alliance, and the other one will provide you the misery and the bankruptcy and all these troubles. And this
Chaos.
has been
Yeah.
proven.
Mm-mm.
And this has been going on. For 40 years, we have been on the wrong side of the equation.
Yeah.
We've been on the Iranian axis.
Yeah.
This is why we have now today a bankrupt country, an impoverished country, and all the misery is there. It's time to shift to be under the Abraham Accord, to be under the American Alliance Accord, to sign peace with Israel, to transform Lebanon into a powerhouse of an economy, of tradition, of everything. It's time to shift because what we have done in the past, all the previous presidents,
Yeah.
except for a couple like Bashir and others,
Which is
was basically wrong. This
yeah.
is wrong. We have to shift, and in order to shift, the
Yeah.
decision
Rafi
making.
al-Hariri tried, but he ended up
Because they cannot accept somebody who's not under their control. Rafi Hariri is a great man who was not under the control, who was a patriot to the core, who has extensive ties with the Americans, the Russians, everybody.
Yes.
He was bigger than them. They cannot accept to have a guy in Lebanon bigger than them. That's why they killed Bashir. That's why they killed Rafi Hariri. That's why they killed Kamal Jumblat. All these top leaders, they were bigger than them.
Yeah. Good. Ziad, I know you are in inner circle of President Trump. You're a New Yorker. You knew him since all time, maybe 20 years ago.
Yeah,
If
true.
you were advising the Trump administration right now, what is the immediate policy steps that has to be taken to make it change?
Well, there will be change. Listen to me. Listen to me. Now that Trump did not earn the Nobel Peace Prize,
Anyway, he
well,
deserves.
hold on, which is good news. Which is good news.
Oh.
Because now he doesn't give a damn. He's going to go after them. He's going to conduct, yes, which is good news because now
But America don't want to get involved directly with violence.
they will not get involved directly. There are a lot of people who can get involved without them being involved directly. From the Syrians, now the new regime, the Israelis, the Lebanese army, they're going to try to fortify it. They're going to try to shift. They don't have to be, they're not going to have boots on the grounds. Obviously, the Americans are not going to have boots on the grounds. But there are different ways of doing it.
After the major operation, so شو اسمه pager. After the pager operation, so everything is possible.
Yeah.
You spoke, Ziad, about mobilizing the diaspora. How can Lebanese abroad, like doctors, entrepreneurs, and media professionals, actually influence Washington, D.C. and the global narrative?
They can join the American Lebanese Education Foundation or the American Lebanese, or our PAC. Very simple. And we will start promoting this very aggressively starting the end of the year in a couple of months maximum. And we're going to create a very large organization, grassroots organization of activists, of business people, of people with power, with influence, with money to really influence the policy. This is it.
You said it's the right time to act. Lebanon's survival depends on acting now and right now. That moment, it's a window. We have a window that might never open again.
Yes, absolutely.
Why it will never open again?
Because you never know in the Middle East. Because today all the stars are lined up. Since when did you have all of them together? The Saudis, the Jordanians, the Israelis, the Americans, the UAE, the Gulf countries, everybody. Since when? Since when did you have the Abraham Accord? Since when did you have a president like Trump, who's a decisive person, who doesn't go and wobbles around like a Biden or like a Obama, etc. Since when you had all these stars lined up? Never in history. Since when you have you have the buildup of an embassy, U.S. embassy like this. Since when do you have Trump, who's going to come to the Middle East, to Lebanon, once the embassy is complete? Since when do you have these factors?
Yeah.
Nowhere. Never, ever.
What is your approach about the the plan, Gaza plan, presented by President Trump? He's the chairman of the Peace Council. How do you see this approach?
I mean, look, Trump wants peace. I mean, he's not a barbarian. But sometimes to achieve peace, you have to show it's basically about this has been always the policy of the United States. It's a balance between the carrots and the sticks. They have the power as a deterrent, and they use diplomacy. So this is between the Secretary of Defense and the Secretary of State. This is what they play it around, and Trump plays it extremely well, straddling the balance between peace and war. If you don't abide by this, by the Trump agenda, you're going to get whacked, and nobody's going to stop him. And you're going to get whacked. This is something we don't understand. Lebanese think they're so smart and so intelligent that they're going to outsmart Trump. They're not going to outsmart Trump.
They were manipulating Tom Barak. They were lying to them. They were lying to.
Yeah. Obviously, look, it's typical, Maria. It's typical. This is what they do all the time. They promise, they talk, they bullshit, they delay.
Appointment, yeah, it's a very.
It's typical. It's not normal. I mean, they know this. You don't think the Americans know this? You don't think we know this? We know all this stuff. And we basically play around, play a game. But at the end of the day, you're going to reach a point whereby, this is it, guys. Enough is enough. Enough bullshit.
I have an important question about how you can convince the people in Lebanon that the Abraham Accord is a good thing and Israel is not an enemy.
Well, I'll tell you, it's not a question of this antiquated Israel is an enemy bullshit. Let me tell you, the only thing that unites people is prosperity. Prosperity unites people. When everybody's prosperous, it doesn't matter anymore their religions, their ideology, their bullshit. But when you have a disparity and a lot of people are not prosperous, they start complaining, revolting, and terrorizing. If you have $1 in your pocket, you have nothing to lose. You can do anything, terrorize everybody, because you have nothing to lose. But when you have 1 million or 10 million or 1 billion in your pocket, then you become very careful as to how to conserve your money, protect your family, look for the future. What really is going to unite the Lebanese is prosperity. Prosperity, Maria, is never going to happen under the umbrella of the Iranians and their proxies.
And
never.
The influence of Hezbollah. So what is 5 years from now, how you can see post-Hezbollah Lebanon look like?
Well, post-Hezbollah Lebanon is how much change we have affected and replaced the people in power with a totally different new generation. The future is for the young. The future is for the people who really think about their country first, not their religion, not their church, not their own self-interest. You have to start thinking as a Lebanese. I mean, for example, give you an example. When I talk like this, I did it a zillion times to a lot of people. They either tell me they either tell to any Lebanese, depending on the position they take, either they are a CIA Zionist, pro-Israel, or Islamist, Arabist, pro-Syria. Well, I'm neither. Why can't somebody be just pro-Lebanon? Without being a pro-Israeli or a pro-Syrian.
Yeah.
I'm talking here in the interest, all what matters for me is the interest of America and Lebanon.
Yeah.
And what we stand for is promoting American interest in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Because when you tell the people in Congress you're here to promote American interest in the Middle East, they're here for you. They want to help you. They want to support you. Not to tell them, I'm a poor victim, give me your money.
It's a wrong approach what they are doing. It's very
Exactly. And that's the only approach to take. Believe me, it works. I've tried it. I've done it for decades. This is what works. I'm an American. A lot of us are American. We want to promote American interests. American interests consist primarily.
But what do you say to people who tell us إنه Nawaf Salam America brought him يعني they put him in power.
America didn't bring anybody. I mean, the thing is, America basically, they consult, they advise, etc. I don't think America brought him on that. And even if they brought him, maybe they did, but they made a mistake and they realize it now. With the positions that Nawaf Salam and Joseph Aoun are taking, they realize it. This is one's mistake. 9 months in power, what did they do so far? Nothing other than kitabat and pray and but it's bullshit. Nothing is being accomplished.
Right.
Everything is being delayed and delayed and delayed. How long are we going to wait?
It's
5 years?
big failure, big failure. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Abdelnour. Thank you for your thoughts, your insights, and we're gonna do more interviews maybe later on. We'll focus on maybe before the end of the year to see where is Lebanon and what we achieved before the end of 2025. Thank you, Ziad.